as you heave in ragged breaths, succumbing to your proximity to the Siphon of Decay. Two shapes streak across the clouds, sleek and gliding with impossible grace. You rise shakily as they descend. Two dragons. You brace yourself. But these are not like the one you encountered before. They land lightly, one with shining silver scales, the other glowing gold. Their forms are smaller, younger, still powerful, but without the crushing gravity of age. They do not roar. They bow their heads to you. The gold dragon speaks first, voice low and calm.
Stay your hands, friends. We mean you no ill will.
Please, forgive us if our arrival startled you. We've never met groundwalkers before. I am Silvaria, and this is my beloved, Aurelio.
We followed in secret when we heard the Elder Council would send Auralots to intercept you. His disdain does not reflect the hearts of all dragonkind. In truth, he and the Council no longer reflects the will of our people at all.
Our species is fading. Each century our numbers dwindle. And still, the elders cling to ancient traditions, refusing to adapt, even as our world changes around us.
You frown at the pair of young dragons. Fading? Silvaria hesitates, then continues.
There are only 347 dragons left alive, to the number. 197 female, 150 male. That number is barely sustainable. Many of the hatchlings are born with deformities, or are infertile, unable to have hatchlings of their own upon reaching maturity.
Our population has become too small, too closed. Many of us are related. As with your kind, our traditions and morality frown heavily upon pairings between kin. But in a world where there are no other options for us, and where the ignorance of our High Council exacerbates the problem...
You feel a chill. You've studied genetics. You understand what they're saying. In a healthy, diverse population, each parent brings different genetic material to their offspring. But as population size shrinks, the risk of inbreeding rises. When individuals are too closely related reproduce, their children may inherit damaged genes from both sides. You've seen it in animals: reduced fertility, birth defects, weakened immune systems. And now, you're hearing it from dragons.
The Elder Council determines our life partners by scale color. Gold with gold, silver with silver. In their backward wisdom, they are convinced this upholds genetic purity or some other such nonsense. But the results of the last few centuries is exposing the lie, and they refuse to see it.
Beneath our scales, we are all dragon. Gold, silver, it matters not. We are all biologically compatible. In times past, the diversity of our population made such pairings irrelevant. We were free to mate where our hearts led us. But now, with our population diversity so unbearably low, there is no one else to mate with but cousins. We could possibly use the knowledge of our genetic lineages to lessen this problem. For some of us, dragons are more distantly related than others, possibly resulting in viable offspring. But in their foolish pride and arrogance, the Elder Council has quite literally chosen the worst path. to increase our population's genetic diversity.
Aurelio and I, we are in love, and by some miracle we've traced our lineages. Fourth cousins. Possibly the two most distantly related dragons left alive. We pleaded with the Elder Council, asked to be allowed to bond, but they called it heresy. They see our scales, not our genes, and their blindness is dooming our kind.
When we heard that scholars from the world below were traveling Alveolus, we had to meet you. We had to ask, is there anything you know that could help us convince them? We know this entire subject is awkward and distasteful, but our entire species is in crisis. Unless drastic changes are made to the way we expand our population, we are doomed.
You pause. Think. A genetic tool. Something simple but powerful. Predictive. And then you remember. Punnett squares. You recall the flowers, the birds, the genotypes, phenotypes, dominant and recessive traits. You nod to the pair of young dragons. You can indeed help them. Punnett squares allow you to map genetic possibilities, to predict the likelihood of a trait appearing in a child based on the genes of their parents. You explain dominant and recessive alleles, how carriers of defective genes can pass them to children, even if they never expressed them themselves. You speak of hemophilia, a human disease where only one functioning copy of a gene is needed to prevent symptoms. But two defective copies can be lethal. Selvaria absorbs your words with rapt attention, as if her very future depends upon what you say next, because it very nearly might.
And the more closely related two individuals are, the higher the chance that both carry the same defect.
You nod in response. More distant pairings result in stronger, more diverse offspring. It's mathematics, biology, truth. Aurelio's voice is tight with hope.
You mean you could show them? Prove it to them? Demonstrate it?
You nod again, smiling. You would need data, lineages, pedigrees. But yes, you could build visual evidence. The truth, undeniable. Selvaria steps forward, hope radiant in her expression.
Please, will you come with us to the Draconian Enclave? If we can spread this truth, others may rise. We could challenge the Council, break the cycle.
You glance back at the Siphon of Decay, rising into the sky like a sickness. Even now you can feel its poison in your veins. But without aid, you will never reach it. You turn back to the dragons and agree to accompany them. With a cry of joy, Selvaria lowers her wings. Aurelio follows. You climb atop their backs, light-headed, still weak but suddenly filled with a new purpose. As the wind rushes past your face and the world blurs beneath you, you fly toward the mountains where dragons dwell, and the Elder Council waits in their crumbling halls of pride.